Make sure you're keeping things fresh this Christmas with the leaders in male grooming and their brand new 4th generation performance package. So what's so great about the Lawnmower 4.0?
A new multifunction on-off switch plus travel lock created for people who like to travel. The ability to turn the LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. The new trimmer allows you to customize your trim all over through additional guard lengths.
Because Manscaped care about everyone who watches West Ham Fan TV, they're giving a huge 20% off plus free shipping when you use the code WFTV at checkout.
What's happening, people? Dan Lawless here, West Ham Fan TV, here with the opposition preview, and I'm very happy to have the guest I've got on today. We've got a Man City fan, very knowledgeable, long-suffering man. So when I say suffering, obviously not so much suffering recently, but you've done the hard graft. You've put in paper dues. We've got Jan City in the house. Jan, it's great to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, we've appeared on a few shows together, and we've you know, what I mean, we've had some good chats, and like I said, we're talking about, you know, like I said, a lot of the old days of Man City when you was going there, and you know, when you was not a good side, a lot of things I could relate to being a long-suffering West Ham fan.
Yeah, City fans and West Ham fans get on really well. It's always club that, like, City fans like West Ham, like even in the cup the other day, which we'll obviously talk about, like City fans were saying, we don't mind, it's West Ham. Like, you know, if you lose to other clubs, it's like, oh, but with West Ham, we don't mind West Ham. So
it's funny, isn't it? Like there's always seemed to be some sort of affinity, some sort of connection there, you know. And like I said, it's two clubs traditionally who haven't always been the most successful, or you know, up near the top of the table. We've been through ups and downs, and obviously these days you've been more through your ups, you know, going on. And like I said, I like, see, I've always, like, if any team I wanted to win the league, right, it was Man City. However, some people might know that there's a football player I hate more than any other player on the planet.
I think I know who you mean.
Yeah, you think
Yeah,
you know who
yeah.
about. Yes, Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
I was like, oh mate, it's just like, I like Pep. I like a lot of your other players. It was like Jack Grealish. It's like, if you win now, this season he gets a Premier League winner's medal. I mean, he doesn't seem to have. I mean, I'm sort of jumping fully into it now. Actually, talking on Jack Grealish, he doesn't seem to have featured as much lately, like recently.
Yeah, he's injured, I think. He is injured. He was playing like a lot more than I thought, because normally when Pep gets players in, it takes a while for them to get used to what he wants to do. And I think with Jack, it's the same thing. But he was playing a lot, and I was actually surprised that he was starting as much as he was. But then I think he got a knock. So he's injured at the moment. But
right. I mean, it's one of them things. Is when I looked at that signing and taking like personal feelings about Grealish out of it, everything like that, I just looked at it and was like, that it just did not make sense to me. It didn't seem to be what you really needed. It seemed to be like, okay, you know, hyped up English player. He's a good player, in a position that, okay, you're losing Aguero. And like when he said we cannot replace him, he didn't even try to replace him. It's like, no, we don't need no Kane. In fact, Messi, you can say we got Jack Grealish. Like, how do you feel like? And I know obviously, look, he's your player. You're gonna back him right now and support him while he's in your team. But in hindsight, would you have preferred to maybe, you know, leave that sign and maybe focus on the striker?
Well, yeah, it was obvious we needed a striker. I didn't want Kane. The club did want Kane. The club went all out for Kane. So I'm glad we didn't get him, because I did not want him. Not that he wouldn't have been good. Everyone always says to me, he'd score loads at City. Of course he would, you know. But I would score at City just based on the chances they get. So, yeah, it's just one of them. I think Jack Grealish is an interesting one, because obviously he made it clear that he kind of wanted to come to City by what he was saying about De Bruyne and stuff like that. I know Pep, he's a bit, if he works in a country, he does like to have people from that country in his team. Like when he was in when he was in Spain, there was a lot of Spanish players. When he was in Germany, he was bringing through like Kimmich, so he does like to do that. So yeah, I think he kind of likes the English players, like he loves John Stones, he loves Sterling. Like they seem to be like his favourite players. So Jack Grealish obviously is a great player. So I think that's why we got him. Also, I think the main reason why we got him is because Bernardo Silva said that he was going to leave. So I think we bought him to replace Bernardo Silva, and then Bernardo Silva stayed. So it's kind of like we've ended up with an extra player. But Jack Grealish is reasonably young still. So, quite a lot of our midfielders are aging a bit. Yeah. So, yeah, I think long term, it might be fine. I think right now, we probably needed Haaland more. So I hope that we go and get a striker. I can't see us getting Haaland. I know what we're like. We'll go and buy someone else that people have hardly heard of that hopefully turns out to be a good striker. But yeah, he won't be Haaland. I know City. As much as I want him, we won't buy him.
I know I've been seeing you sort of wanting to get Haaland for a while. Like, it's funny you talked about like how much he likes Sterling. Like, there's all these rumors about Sterling leaving and him moving Sterling on. And I see he scored yesterday in the Champions League. And it's like, he's still got that quality. Like, and if he steps down and goes to, like a Tottenham or an Arsenal, I feel like that, or he tries to go to like an Inter Milan, it's like he can still play at this level.
Yeah.
I don't see where these rumors, maybe they are just baseless rumors. I mean, you would know more than me.
I think it's just the form that he's in, because he wasn't good last season. I don't want to say all season. People make out like he was rubbish the whole season. That wasn't the case. There was that period where we went, I think it was 22 games, 22 wins in a row in all competitions. And he scored in quite a few of them games, and I think he got 9 goals in that period. And he did quite well. He scored the only goal home and away against Arsenal. So that won us the game. And he scored important goals in other games. So he was doing all right. But towards the end of the season, he was awful. His form was terrible. But I think what a lot of City fans say is Sterling plays a lot better. One, he plays a lot better on the right than he does on the left. He's not good on the left. So he's a lot better on the right. And also, he plays a lot better with a striker. So when we had like Aguero, he was a lot better. And even Ferran Torres up front, to be honest, he was a lot better than when he's sort of playing with a Bernardo Silva in false 9 or De Bruyne. So yeah, I think it's that. Because we've seen it with England. He was rubbish for City, and then he went away to England, played with Harry Kane, and he was on fire. So I think if City aren't going to buy a striker, they should get rid of Sterling, because he's not going to be at his best. But I think we should just buy a striker, personally. Yeah. I don't think we should let Sterling go.
Yeah, just get the striker. Because even though, like, obviously there's been the games here and there where you've scored 4 on that, I don't feel like it don't seem like you're scoring as many goals as you're used to scoring. Without the striker. So that seems to be a bit of a sort of a miss for you guys. But yeah, I mean, what have you made of your seasons like so far?
I still don't think we're at our best. I think we're getting there. The last few weeks, I think we're seeing the best of City. Obviously, last night we were brilliant. Against Man United, we were brilliant. That week when we had Chelsea, PSG, and Liverpool, we were brilliant that week. I think we were the better team in all 3 games. Obviously, we only won 1, but we were the better team in all 3. And yeah, I think we're getting back there. I think we didn't start very well. The first game was a write-off for me because we had no preseason. We had people out, and it was just a mismatch team. Like Aki and Mendy, I don't think they'd ever really played together. It was just like a mismatch team, and obviously we got beat by Spurs. And then we kind of got a little bit better. Then we had sort of the Southampton game where it looked like we couldn't score if we played all night. Even the game against ourselves, like we didn't look like scoring. If that wasn't penalties and we just played extra time, you would have won anyway, because I don't think we were going to score. So I think we've had games like that. So we need to be more clinical, because it's not like we don't control the play and we don't play well. There's not really any games that I've looked at and thought, probably the Crystal Palace game was the only game that I came out thinking we were poor today. But Palace were good. So it's just one of them. I don't think we're at our best, but I don't think Chelsea are at their best or Liverpool are at their best. So I think it's going to be a long season. I hope that we can.
We know it takes you a while to get going, innit? Like once you start getting up to this time of year, that's when you really get
Christmas. Really, we just switch it on like that February period where people drop off. City seem to be quite consistent through that, and at the end of the season as well. If we know we need to win like 10 games to win the league, City will be on it. So I think if we can stay close to Chelsea and Liverpool till the end of the season, we've got a good chance of winning it. But we need to stay with them.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think out of you, Chelsea and Liverpool, I feel like you guys are the least affected by the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, we've only got Mahrez going, and Mahrez doesn't always play anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So that is massive in terms of you guys going over the league. But West Ham, we never know. We never know what's gonna happen. We might come and surprise everyone. I mean, what have you made of West Ham so far this season?
Do you know what? I think West Ham have done really well. Obviously, you've got my guy up front, Antonio. He's having a great season for Jamaica as well, which is good.
Yeah, he's flying. He's been flying for us. Yeah. He's been banging in goals, assists. I mean, I think he's starting to get a bit of fatigue because he hasn't scored in the past few games, traveling to Jamaica and South America and all of that. It takes his soul, but he's still an influence in the game. So like you said, I mean, we're enjoying it. We're flying this season. We just had a terrible game against Wolves, but
I'd love you to finish fourth. It'd be good if it was like City. Then Chelsea and Liverpool will probably finish second and third if we win, and then it'd be fans finish fourth.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Listen, that'd be amazing. I'd be happy if we get sixth again and get that progression. That's what I want to see is consistency. Consistency is everything for me. And if we can get that, that would be amazing. But Moyes is really doing something special, and hopefully it continues and we get some reinforcements. Get Lingard. I know he's a red, but he's going to be.
Yeah, no, we need to get him in. He's good for you guys.
Yeah, get him out.
He made a mistake leaving because there was no real reason. I know he wanted to play with Ronaldo, but it's not really getting him anywhere. So he should just go back.
Yeah, no, look, exactly. And I think it's all but confirmed. I know Villa and Newcastle are going to try and poach him away, but I think he's hot.
He likes West Ham.
That's going to kick us off. But I mean, the last game we played, like you said, it was a real sort of tough game. Both teams, knocking the door, not really getting the goals in. I thought we defended really well. I mean, I looked at that team. I was like, and this is the thing. You didn't feel like you was winning this. You're always like. That's how I know you're like a long-term Man City fan that's still scarred from the old days. Because every game you go into nervous, like about that confidence, like we're Man City. It's like no, we're gonna beat us. I'm like, where is that? How are you thinking this? Like, where is this coming from? Like,
do you know what it was for me? It was the front three. Because at that time, I think it was Sterling who wasn't scoring. I know he started scoring recently, but at that time he was not. And then I can't even remember who played.
I know Mahrez played.
Yeah, Mahrez wasn't great at that time either.
Yeah, this game on Sunday is going to be a different animal entirely. Yeah, I think. You guys, it's going to be a tough game for sure. You guys obviously flying high after PSG, knocking the super team down a peg or two. And we're playing today, which is why I hope we kind of rest a few players today because we're going to need everything on Sunday. I mean, how are you feeling? I know a lot of the time you're like, oh no, like this game, but
no, West Ham are a good team, so obviously it's not going to be an easy game. But I don't think any game is easy in the Prem, to be honest. Apart from, you could argue maybe Norwich, but apart from that, really, there's a lot of, even Newcastle on their day can give you a good game, even though they're not playing well. So I think it's a difficult league. Pep definitely respects West Ham. You can tell by the team he put out. I know Foden had a knock, But last night, he didn't play. Sometimes you can, I don't know, bring in certain players, but he didn't. So I know we've got injuries, so that might have been why. But he didn't probably play his strongest team last night. So hopefully, he's going to be. I don't know when De Bruyne is back because he's got COVID, so I don't know how long you have to isolate for. And at the moment, but yeah, I don't know when he's back. But I think he was just getting back into form. Like that United game, he was good. So I think he was just getting back to where we wanted him to be, and then he went and got COVID. So at least he's had a rest. Hopefully he comes back better. But I don't think he'll be back for this weekend. I like the fact that Pep's actually bringing the youth through, like now more. So he's got Palmer, who even started the other day, and he's got McAtee, who's really, really good. He's got him on the bench. He even had him on the bench last night, but because of the way the game went, he couldn't bring him on. But yeah, I think Pep will go really strong. Well, he has to. And yeah, it's gonna be a hard game. I don't think it'll be won by more than one goal, either way.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, before the new Moyes era, Man City's goal record against us was atrocious. Like literally,
5-0,
yeah, 4-5-0 like on a regular basis.
Yeah,
more so at home for some reason than away.
Yeah.
It's always been like you'd come to London Stadium and just put loads past us, and then when we come to your ground, it will be like you'll score 2.
Yeah,
it's weird. But last season's game was you ended up winning 2-1, I think, and that one was such a hard fought game, and we felt like we could have come away with something. It was just like just really tough and a bit of quality for that winner. And I think hopefully we can take that on board. We can take a bit of stock in that, takes a stock that Palace did get a result. Just because they got a result, I mean, we're going to, but it shows that if you're going with the right game plan and the right attitude, we can get something. And I would just go 5 at the back. And because we haven't got Ogbonna, and try and have like 3 centre backs. Put Johnson at left back, and then Soufal coming in. Soufal did pocket Grealish at Aston Villa when he was in last season. So if he does come, he can give him some nightmares again. And then it's Declan Rice is on another level.
He is hilarious. Did you see his rapping / singing the other day?
Yeah.
That was cracking me up.
Yeah, that's what we like about it. He's a player with personality. Like
it's funny.
It's the same as Antonio. Like him and Antonio, they come out. They're not the same dry, stiff football players. They've got something about them, and it really does something for the dressing room.
Yeah, it does.
Things like that. Like with Rice, it seems like everyone just wants to be around him.
Because I don't really know much about Rice. Like I've never heard an interview from him or anything like that. And then I was listening to him in that space, and he's just funny. Like you can tell that he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he don't take himself too seriously. He just wants to have a laugh. He was there at the training ground with Ben Rama filming himself and getting Ben Rama to sing it with him, and like he was just loving it. Like he's there singing Afro beats with Zuma, and it's like it does so much for the dressing room. This is what I'm saying like about a player like Rice. And people go, price tag, blah blah blah. There's so much more to him than what you see on that pitch.
Yeah. That's like Fernandinho for us. Like he's good on the pitch, but off the pitch, he's probably more important. So you do get players like that. Yeah,
exactly. Mark Noble's been like that for us for a long time, and that's why everyone respects him. And of course, at 22 years old, he's captain in a Premier League side now, Declan Rice, and it's huge. So he's going to be big for us in that game for sure. And when it comes to the midfield and dealing with the dangerous players that you've got, and hopefully, I think set pieces are probably going to be key. We weren't scoring them for ages, and now we've started banging them in. So
definitely against us because we're all short.
We just have to be patient. We have to be patient in this game and pick our spots. The worst thing about Man City, though, for us, and it sometimes so frustrating, is the tactical fouls. Like when we want to counter them tactical fouls, man, they're so frustrating. It's like you'll be on a run, and it's like finally we're on the attack. Oh, bang! Like foul, take the foul. It's like no, like after all, you couldn't even let us get a shot at the goal. Come on, man, just take us down. Like, yeah, it's frustrating, but it works.
Yeah.
It works, and I think that's definitely Pep's got his thing. So that's something we're going to have to watch out for and try and move the ball quickly. And it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a tough game, but it's one of those. If we can get a point, it's huge for us in pursuit of what we're doing. It's just so frustrating that we lost to Wolves, but because we put in such a crap performance there, I think we're gonna raise our game. But
yeah, probably better.
Yeah, I mean, are there any sort of West Ham players that you're worried about?
Well, obviously Antonio. Antonio's been really good. Declan Rice having a really good season as well, so I think he's gonna cause us some problems. Who else? Is it Fornell? He's been good.
Fornals, yeah.
Um,
You know
Ben
what?
Rama
These games, yeah, Ben Rama's on fire, and Fornals in these games, he's always seems to be better in the big games. He always seems to be more influential for some reason, like against the Liverpools and the Man Cities and teams like that. He really thrives in these games. So yeah, he's going to be definitely a key player for us. And Bowen seems to be sort of really picking up this season. And there's good players there. We just
well, isn't it, at the back?
Yeah, so. Zuma's big, but this is what I'm saying. Like Craig Dawson, I like him a lot, and he was good against you guys in the cup, but he is limited, and I wouldn't want it to be just Zuma and Dawson. That's why I think we need Creswell in the back. Or maybe we bring in a Diop for his pace alongside Zuma if we're going to go forward. So it's going to be interesting to see what we play. As long as we don't get bad, I want this progress. If you want Man City to win, I want you to work for it. And
it's not going to be like an easy game. Definitely not.
Yeah, just want to keep that up. Yeah, and just like I said, make it difficult for you guys to score. And who knows, maybe we get a victory. But if we come away with a point, it's a big in what we're trying to do in pursuit of this Champions League football. So we'll see. I mean, score predictions are so tough at this. What are you feeling?
I feel like it'll be a close game. I think both teams will score. I'm gonna back my team, obviously, but it could well be your team that win. But I think it'll be 2-1 either way.
Sure.
But hopefully,
yeah, I'm gonna be optimistic as but reasonable at the same time. I feel like it'd be 1-1.
1-0.
1-1, yeah. But feel free, everyone, to come back to this video when if it's like 5-0 and just like.
You know what it is with City though? We tend to either win or lose. Like we do draw sometimes, but it seems to be. I think if it is 1-1 late on and we're not playing well, you will win 2-1. That's why I feel like it might be 1-1 for a while, but I think it depending on who scores first as well. Because City, like. In Europe, we seem to be able to come back from behind. In the league, it's less likely. Like we've done it against Liverpool, but it doesn't always happen. So I think if you sort of score the first goal, you'll probably get 2 before we score our 1. That's just what I think. That's why I think it'll be 2-1 either way, or the other way around.
I hope so, because I can see it being us scoring early on and then just being complete bag of nerves, stress through the rest of the game, and then you get an equalizer and it's like, oh no, and then we wait and see, can we see out the game, and like just stress. But, like we'll see. Like these games, when you're not expected to win, you can go in and sometimes you get surprised and get a really memorable time, and we'll see. But no, thanks for coming on, Jan. It's great to finally have you on. Obviously, we were speaking last season, but we've already played each other in all of the games. So I'm glad to finally be able to get you on the show. And where can everyone find you?
Yeah, you can find me at ItchyOnCity on Twitter, or I'm mainly on Sarcasm City on YouTube. So subscribe to them and the Twitch as well. And you'll see me.
Brilliant. Yeah, do give Yeah, and a follow. Like I said, very knowledgeable, very passionate, long-suffering Man City fan. Yeah. So hopefully, like I said, we'll see what happens this time, and we'll catch you again when we're in the home fixture. So
Yeah.
yeah, very at home. So brilliant. Thanks for coming on, and everyone, don't forget, you can find our t-shirts, all of that, link in the description below, and the Manscaped 20% off. I know you guys are sick of seeing my face in the ad, but you know it is what it is. You got to keep the lights on. So yeah, do subscribe and look out for all of the content. Fan cams, post match point will be coming up. One thing left to say: come on, you Irons.
Alongside the new Lawnmower 4.0, Manscaped have also launched their brand new performance package. Inside this, you will find the new Lawnmower 4.0, obviously, the Weed Whacker, the Crop Preserver, the Crop Reviver, very comfy boxer shorts, and a travel bag.
So what are you waiting for? Head over to manscaped.com to get your Manscaped razor today.